right, good evening, everybody. This is like way loud. Am I too loud?
No.
All right, so one of the things that I thought about as we were heading towards the 1 year, I know, I'm trying. Yeah, okay.
Can you guys hear
so just tell
okay
me
with the
again,
generator running right here?
One of the things that I thought of leading up to the 1 year anniversary celebration yesterday is all of the things that this January 6th Vigil has accomplished. And
all right, thanks, Penny.
There is such a
thanks,
list
Denise.
of what J6Vigil has done. And so I just compiled this together. Some of these things you may not think are related, but I really feel that the January 6th Vigil right here on hashtag Freedom Corner behind the DC jail has been the pebble in the pond, and that so many things have rippled out from this pebble in the pond. So I'm just going to read this to you. It seems like a lot, but my handwriting's big. It's been an absolute honor to be a part of this as well. I first met Mickey when I was out in California with the People's Convoy. And here this skinny little, this beautiful woman came up to the People's Convoy when we were stationed at a casino called, oh my gosh, the Golden Acorn. And it was a great place. And she came and went around where we were all staged for 2 nights there and handed out half a piece of paper flyers because she had only been on this mission for 6 months. And, Mickey will tell you she took some downtime after, hearing that her daughter was murdered at the United States Capitol on January 6, 2021. And she couldn't do much for 6 months. But then she got busy. And 6 months after she started getting busy, it was a year later, and that's when I met her. And it was literally a half a page flyer. Look how much more has been done since that half a page flyer. But I said to her, I said, you are an amazing woman, and you must be so much, your daughter must have been so much like you. And she said, no, she was the fearless one. She was the warrior. I'm angry, and I'm doing what I know my daughter, if she were alive today, would be doing. And I immediately just loved this woman and had so much admiration and respect for her. So I felt like I wanted to acknowledge the things that have come from that. This one woman that's grown into Nicole Reffitt, Tommy Tatum, so many more people. We even had another gentleman who, I don't know how it turned out, but he certainly helped make this vigil happen in the beginning. So God, we're grateful for that. A time and a season for everything sometimes. So we have the national anthem has been sung every night at 9:00 p.m. with the political prisoners inside the jails and the J6 Vigil attendees with reverence and gusto for love of our country, Constitution, freedom, and most importantly, God, for 366 days.
Amen.
The January 6th political prisoners found out they are not alone and have not been forgotten. They didn't know how to handle us at first with the phone calls. They were unsure, and it took them a little time to warm up because they really thought that they had been forgotten and nobody knew they were even detained. Number 3, the country and the world began to hear the truth about the only 4 Americans, Roseanne Boylan, Kevin Greason, Benjamin Phillips, and Air Force veteran Ashley Babbitt, that died on January 6th at the Capitol, and the only officer, Brian Sicknick, who died January 7th, that had been helped by a Trump rally attendee whom states that Officer Sicknick was not attended to quickly or urgently by his fellow officers, which may have contributed to the severity of his medical emergency, which he died of a day later on the 7th of January. There's so many Americans who are still under the misbelief, and people around the world, that there were officers that were brutally murdered on January 6th, and it is absolutely not true. And this vigil has helped bring light to that.
Yes, it did.
Number 4, phone calls are made from the detainees inside the jails to the J6 Vigil, giving our political prisoners a voice and the opportunity to receive assistance with their legal costs and commissary needs.
Yeah.
Amen. Number 5, the Third World Jail deplorable conditions inside the DC Gulag came to light through the calls to the hashtag Freedom Corner, the J6 Vigil.
That's right.
And shared with the world through the live streams with Republican Congress member Marjorie Taylor Greene and others to tour the jail, including an unannounced review of the jail by the U.S. Marshal Service. And those changes are still improving inside. Number 6, some improvements were made to the deplorable conditions the detainees were living in. One longtime jail worker stated that some of the things that needed to be improved in the entire jail for decades were finally being addressed as a result of the J6Vigil shedding light on conditions. And the gravity of the detainees for sharing that information with us at their great peril. And it was at their great peril at the time. Number 7, physical abuse and inhumane treatment of the J6 political prisoners was brought to light through the calls to the vigil, and the bombardment of calls made to the jail by the subscribers who attend the vigil every night through the live streams helped bring that to light, this physical abuse.
Phone call warrior.
The lieutenant, and I've forgotten her name, Lancaster. Lieutenant Lancaster was finally released from her duties at the DCA jail after investigations into her alleged fentanyl distributions and assaults on J6 detainees, which have left at least 2 political prisoners with potentially lifelong disability. The J6Vigil attendees and supporters, along with the gravity of the detainees, definitely impacted the removal of this evil woman from the jail.
Right. Bye-bye, Lancaster. Criminal charges are next.
And the other officers, too, that contributed to that abuse. Many have lost their jobs, and I pray that they will never, ever work in any institution ever again. They have no right to. They have no right to.
That's right.
They don't even have a right to serve my hamburger at McDonald's, if I chose to get one. Officer Michael Fanone's perjury is shared with the public as light shines on the lives of so many, as the J6Vigil comes to be a central beacon for the truth of the events leading up to January 6th. The events of the day and the attempts to cover up what really happened at our nation's capital. Number 10, Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy states to Mickey Whithoff that he will watch the video footage from the J6 videos, and he will look into a full investigation into Ashley Babbitt's murder by Lieutenant Michael Byrd. That is still ongoing. As the J6Vigil, some has happened. We don't expect our people in elected positions to move that quickly, unfortunately. Number 11, as the J6Vigil continues, J6 began to be talked about by Tucker Carlson on Fox, Cara Castronueva on Newsmax, and Epoch Times and most larger media news sources, and the lives of mainstream media began to be argued. What had not been spoken about before, the views from the Trump rally attendees and the ever-growing political prisoners are being heard and considered. Questions are surfacing. Number 12, mainstream media has had its hand forced and begins to change its tone concerning some of the details of January 6th. Number 13, congressional hearings are being held to inquire about the actual events of January 6th and what led up to it. Number 14, investigations into the elections of 2020 continue. Investigations into the Biden family and Joe Biden's criminal business dealings are ongoing. Those had not been happening before. Don't forget Ray Epps. He has been having light shown on him by our J6 political prisoners that can't be ignored, as the vigil continues to be the lighthouse for truth as we stream the political prisoners' personal experiences from January 6th. Number 17, President Donald J. Trump acknowledges and endorses the J6 political prisoners and creates a hashtag, and creates a song with the J6ers, Justice for All. Number 18, Mama Mickey, Nicole Reffitt, Tommy Tatum, Tammy, David, and more J6Vigil supporters attend congressional hearings wearing their Ashley Babbitt and Roseanne Boylan t-shirts on a regular, much to the agitation of the far left, who order their staffers to sit in front of them, but not before the t-shirts messages made it onto mainstream media and other media. I don't think we have those t-shirts or anybody would really know if it wasn't for the J6Vigil. So number 19, meetings with, thank you for our brave individuals who are going all out. Number 19, meetings with Congress members and staffers brings more awareness to the need for thorough investigations into Ashley's murder, Roseanne's, and all events of January 6th. Number 20, videos gain more airtime. Tucker is fired. Some J6ers have gone home. And there's more to add to this list for anyone who wants to come up here and add to it. Countless documentaries have been coming down here. We've had so many different media sources that have come down here. We just had one earlier this evening that we think was a Spanish channel. We've had attention from all over the world, and I say we because I feel like I'm a proud member of this J6Vigil as well, and I'm grateful to be here. I'm gonna cry. Can you come up here?
Live streamers, you guys have millions of minutes watched.
We do. Live streamers, we have millions of minutes watched. Millions of, they call them views on YouTube, but we have many other media sources that we use, like Rumble especially. And it was 3 million at the turn of the new year. So imagine what that is by now, 366 days later. So I just wanted to acknowledge that it might seem small, and it may look small while you're watching through the lens of a camera, but this is no small thing. Every single voice matters. Every single person makes a difference, whether you're sitting inside of a jail or sitting out here on the hashtag Freedom Corner. God bless you all, and God bless the men who started singing hashtag Sing for Freedom.
Right. Still do to this day.
Please, anyone who can add to this list, would like to add to this list, because there's so many more things, so many more details, please come up to the microphone and share.
Yeah,